Om Namo Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiv Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriyet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. So continuing with the discussion on Prabhupada Lilamrita by Srila Goswami, chapter 50th. Prabhupada is in Hawaii, May 3rd, 1976. After brief visits in several Indian cities, as well as stops in Melbourne, Auckland, and Fiji, Srila Prabhupada arrived in Hawaii on schedule. Immediately, he began to increase his writing. The devotees were keenly noting the number of digits he ran up each night on his dictating machine, which for them was like a measure of the benediction for all humanity. Whereas in India, he had done usually no more than 100 digits a day, and sometimes none. In Hawaii, his rate jumped to 200 and even 300, day after day. So, digits, I believe it means the number of words he's putting in the dictating machine, or I don't know how it works. But in Hawaii, he just increases translation or writing his commentaries. Harishori, who had accompanied Prabhupada from Vrindavan as a servant, wrote in his diary, Prabhupada is translating like anything now, and he did 290 digits again last night. And and see, Prabhupada would record in the dictating machine, and then the cassettes would go to the BBT. The whoever would listen to the cassette, I think it was Pradyumna Prabhu, and transcribe. Means type everything, listening. There was now we have all the facilities, the machine itself will do, computer will do, you just listen to the audio and just put it in the writing. But that time they had to type everything, listen while listening to the tape recorder or the cassette. And that also takes time because you have to stop the cassette, type, and then again listen, type, and obviously there would be some mistakes. And then proofreading would go on, and Prabhupada would finally approve whatever proofreading is done, and then it would go to PBT for printing. Long process. And even in Hawaii or India, wherever, the tapes would be sent to BBT. I think it was in LA at that time. Yeah, big coordination, actually. The temple was in a quiet neighborhood with several acres of garden like property. In the backyard stood a large, stately banyan tree, and in the front, the largest tulsi bushes anywhere in ISKCON. Because in Hawaii, it's tropical weather, so very nice weather for the plants, especially for Tulsi Maharani. The devotees grew their own vegetables and flowers, mangoes, and coconuts were so plentiful that they were available free. The weather was sunny, interspersed with occasional showers. Prabhat felt ill and could not sleep more than 1.5 hours at night and 1 or 2 hours during the day. But being transcendental, he used his inability to sleep as another way to increase his writing time. Despite his emphasis on writing, however, he continued lecturing in the temple, going on morning walks, holding discussions on the beach, and daily answering his mail. Still, Hawaii was far from being like Vrindavan or Calcutta, where old friends and new admirers demanded hours of his time. Here he was mostly alone with his trained staff. So, no meeting new people, no meeting with influential people, as in India, would come and disturb him. Oh, not disturb, but meet him. But he could concentrate on writing. He had been in Honolulu about a week when he announced one morning walking along Waikiki beach that he expected to finish that night. Harishori expressed his happiness to hear this. Prabhupada replied, "Oh, I can finish very quickly, but I have to present it for your understanding. It requires deep thought, very carefully, to present it for the common man." So that is another beauty of Prabhupada's purports. He presented the great philosophy in a way we could understand. If we remember when we were reading 10th canto of Bhagavatam, so he gave his commentary and although he had given Krishna book, which is summary of our given or translated Hirdanan Maharaj, Gopi Barandan Prabhu, and very nicely by Prabhupada, all those years, commentaries given by Prabhupada was scholarly, but at the same time, he knew how to give it, what language, so we can understand. It's just like the other day, I mean, in Mumbai, I had a house program, and the discussion arose about about other sects, why we don't listen to other sannyasis or other gurus. I said, because Prabhupada, what Prabhupada has done, he has given us everything in very simple, easy to understand language. He has given the topmost philosophy. And Gaudiya philosophy, which we now belong to, Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And even in Gaudiya philosophy, he has taken the essence of books of six Goswamis, Baldev Vidyapurusha, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He's taken that and then he has synthesized in his own way and given to us in very simple language. I said, when in Gaudiya Vaishnava, if you read any of these acharyas, you won't be able to understand anything. Not anything, but not the whole lot. And especially if we see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his English was so tough. Even great Englishmen had to refer to dictionary reading Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's commentaries. But Prabhupada, he knew our, our position, how much we know and how much we can understand. So as just like an infant baby, he might have desire to eat all the delicious foods and sumptuous foods, but he cannot because he cannot digest those foods. And mother, she eats those foods and gives him the milk, and the mother's milk has everything, all the ingredients from every food, plus her love. And that baby can digest. So similarly, Prabhupada has given us all the commentaries, enough for our spiritual growth, and in very simple, easy to understand English. So this is what Prabhupada is saying. I can finish very quickly, but I have to present it for your understanding. It requires deep thought, very carefully to present it for the common man. That night around 9, Prabhupada called for Harishori and said that he would not take his evening massage. He wanted the time for finishing the 7th canto. Shutting the door and returning to his desk, he worked all night until 5 in the morning. At the end of the 7th canto, he dictated a closing remark. See, and I mean, all night. And moreover, another thing we have to understand, he worked hard giving us the commentaries. So first we have to read them thoroughly, understand them. It's for us. Books are not just for distribution, for us to read also. So we don't get deviated. We don't try to follow, okay, I listen to this also Swami, also I listen to that Guru also. No. I mean, it's not a sectarian thing, but it's like Prabhupada is trying to protect us from getting deviated and getting confused. If we listen to any Mayavadi sannyasi, it sounds very good. The word jugglery is very good, but it's very confusing in the end. And we might leave serving Radha and Krishna. So Prabhupada had to protect us first and make sure we grow properly with the right mood. Now, even in bhakti, somebody will say, oh, that's also Madhurya Bhakti. And this Swamiji is also preaching Madhurya Bhakti. Well, Madhurya Bhakti also has many branches. Queens in Dwarka were also doing Madhurya Bhakti. But gopis in Vrindavan, they're doing Madhurya Bhakti. Oh, they do Madhurya. They are in Madhurya Ras. So which one we have to follow? And looking at all the acharyas of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, they're all in Manjari Bhav, not in Gopi Bhav. And that mood is different. So that's also Madhurya Bhakti. And going by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood, he was in mood of separation. So all these points, the philosophical point, the mood, everything had to be kept intact while presenting the same philosophy. And this is what Prabhupada has done. And like other day, I posted a video where Prabhupada is saying, we don't even listen to other bhajans. Only listen to bhajans by liberated souls like Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Narottam Das Thakur. Because that mood is kept intact, mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or following his mood, six Goswamis, especially Rup Goswami, whatever they have given, is kept intact in those bhajans. And that's when we sing those bhajans only, we get in the right direction. Otherwise, we can get deviated. Sometimes you say, oh, the so-called bhajans, they're not bhajans, they're songs, movie songs. Oh, that sound very nice and this and that. No, they take us away. If you want to sing movie song for entertainment, it's okay. but but not for philosophy. So got to be very careful. That's why only read Prabhupada's books. In fact, in one of the classes in Gurgaon, I mean in ISKCON only, when Maharaj had written a book and taking quotes from Prabhupada. And somebody asked me, Prabhuji, can we refer to that book? I said, first of all, I haven't read that book. And secondly, I haven't read all of Prabhupada's books or understood all of his books. I try only to read Prabhupada's books. And if he has quoted from Prabhupada's books, great. But I don't know if he has quoted everything or he has quoted selectively. I don't know. If I take some quotation, selected quotes from different books or different conversations of Prabhupada and compile a book saying this is authorized, it's hard for me to say because I have to read everything in Prabhupada's books to find out. So point is better stick to Prabhupada's books only. That's it. Completed on closing remark of seventh canto. Completed on the night of Vaishakhi Shukla Ekadashi, the 10th of May, 1976, in the temple of the Panchtattva, New Navadvip, Honolulu, By the mercy of Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktorinda. Thus we may happily chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this was the closing remarks of seventh canto. And just can we imagine, 10th of May 1976 and November 1977 was when he left his body. And after that, he completed 8th canto, full 9th canto, and started 10th canto until 13th chapter. So much of translation he has given. Immediately, Prabhupada turned to the 8th canto, beginning with the prayer. First of all, let me offer my humble, respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. Prabhupada explained that his spiritual master had instructed him at Radhakund in 1935 to stress book production more than temple construction. He had followed that instruction, beginning with his starting Back to Godhead magazine in 1944, and in 1958 he had begun Srimad Bhagavatam. As soon as he had published 3 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam in India, he had started for the US in August 1965. I'm continuously trying to publish books as suggested by my spiritual master. Now, in this year, 1976, I have completed the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and a summary of the 10th canto has already been published as Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Still, the 8th canto, 9th canto, 10th canto, 11th, and 12th cantos are yet to be published. On this occasion, therefore, I am praying to my spiritual master to give me strength to finish this work. I'm neither a great scholar nor a great devotee. I'm simply a humble servant of my spiritual master. And to the best of my ability, I'm trying to please him by publishing these books with the cooperation of my disciples in America. Fortunately, scholars all over the world are appreciating these publications. Let us cooperatively publish more and more volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam, just to please His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So he's saying, I'm not a scholar or a great devotee. You know, Prabhupada was born. He was given the title Bhakti Vedanta Swami. But this is his humility. And as he said, scholars all over the world are appreciating these publications. So great books, great books. Prabhupada said he was making the Bhagavatam understandable for the common man. This did not mean his writings were lacking in substance. They were pure substance. But in the essential spirit of the Bhagavatam itself, Prabhupada was omitting anything extraneous and distracting, selecting from the commentaries of the previous acharyas, whatever would best impel his readers to pure devotional service. At the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, the author, Srila Vyasadeva, states that the Bhagavatam excludes all materially motivated forms of religiosity and offers only pure devotional service. Srimad Bhagavatam is therefore called the ripened fruit of the tree of Vedic knowledge. And just as the Bhagavatam is itself the most essential spiritual knowledge, so Srila Prabhupada, in translating and commenting on the Bhagavatam, utilized the same spirit of delivering the pure message without any speculation or deviation. Another thing, without any speculation or deviation. Nowhere in his commentaries in any of the books, he wrote, oh, I think, perhaps, maybe. No speculation or deviation. Always quoting scriptures and taking the commentaries of previous acharyas and just simplifying it in his own words, adding his own realizations, adding his own ecstasies also. That's what Prabhupada did. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Lord Shri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of all incarnations, the cause of all causes. And Prabhupada revealed this conclusion on every page. Although some Sanskrit scholars disagreed with Prabhupada's emphasis on Krishna, his Krishnizing of the Sanskrit was not whimsical but followed strictly the ancient tradition of parampara. Overwhelmingly, those university scholars who seriously read Prabhupada's books appreciated the faithful quality of his parampara rendering. Reviews came from all over the world. Overwhelmingly. As I mentioned, we had a college reunion, and I told the guys what I'm going to do. I don't need to come to Goa for reunion. What's there for me? They said, no, no, come. It's been so many years. We would like to meet you, and everybody would help you, would be happy. I said, only on one condition. You'll keep one session for me, for my kirtan and some lecture. So they all agreed. So I had a nice discussion and wonderful kirtan. It went on for actually 2 hours. We both think questions, answers also. So one college mate, because they all are exposed to ISKCON all over the world they are from. He was saying, "Oh, I read your Bhagavad Gita, ISKCON's Bhagavad Gita, and your Guruji just emphasizes on bhakti, devotional service, and every purport." I said, because this is what Krishna wants. This is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, and he brings that essence in every shloka. So the reader does not get deviated, thinking, oh, this Krishna is emphasizing on Dhyan yoga here and Karma yoga here. No, ultimately the essence is Bhakti yoga. So then he understood, yes, that's what he said, Prabhupada has done. Even Buddhi yoga, there was word Buddhi yoga in second chapter. And Prabhupada said, Buddhi yoga means Bhakti yoga. Those who have Buddhi, they will do Bhakti only. So this is the beauty of Prabhupada's purports. Okay, I guess we can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Nice class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anta.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank
Hare
you. Jai
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Yeah.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.